Hello, everyone. This is Minister William, or Reverend Will, if you wish, and this is the sermon for August 13th, 2023. And as always, we'll start with a moment of silence for prayer, meditation, or what have you. All right, thank you. Today's sermon is called Playing God with Extinct Species is a Slippery Slope to Eugenics. It is on the ULC website under official ULC sermons. And it is written by, it doesn't say who it was written by. Oh, Devon Beachtold. A recent YouGov poll asked Americans how they feel about bringing back various extinct species. Uh, how they feel about bringing various extinct species back from the dead and returning the recently resurrection species back to their natural habitats. Should we bring extinct species back from the dead? It's an interesting ethical and moral question. The results of the poll were fascinating and unexpected. For example, species that have gone extinct in recent centuries were far more likely to be looked upon as worthy candidates for resurrection, while very few were eager to bring back species that died out thousands or millions of years ago. 50% of Americans were in favor of bringing back the giant tortoise, 44 were in favor of resurrecting the passenger pigeon, and the northern white rhinos. Both species went extinct within the last few centuries, and humans unequivocally share some or most of the blame for the outcome. Dinosaurs weren't as lucky, with only 10% of Americans in favor of reintroducing back into the wild. A fair point, T-Rex lived in the western United States, and I'm not sure that the citizens of Wyoming and Montana would appreciate a 7-foot kilogram lizard roaming their backyard and potentially eating their pets or possibly loved ones. There are obvious practical reasons as to why we shouldn't be reviving and releasing massive carnivorous theropods, but less obvious are the ethical and spiritual implications. Just because we have the technology to play God doesn't mean we should. Playing God is playing with fire. Scientists are apparently split on whether de-extinction is possible, and it is a subject of much debate in the scientific community, although there are some who are certain they can bring back extinct species like the woolly mammoth or dodo within the next few years. But here's the thing. Playing God by tampering with genetics is a very dangerous road to go down. If history has taught us anything, it's that genetic tampering is simply too powerful of a tool for humans to wield. Only God has that wisdom. Almost as soon as genetics became a legitimate scientific field of study, eugenics sprouted up right next to it, seeking to weed out the so-called undesirable traits of the human race. Of course, this is one of the main justifications used by the Nazis during the Holocaust. At the core of pro-resurrection argument is the belief that science is always infallible and that scientists can do no wrong. Scientists are always ethical and are the real moral biters. They never use such awesome powers for evil. But I fear that the second we begin using genetic editing to resurrect species that were selected by nature for extinction, we're only a hop, skip, and a jump away from using that power to edit fetuses without their consent. Fetuses can't give consent. They're not alive. There are clear ethical woes to consider. Without generation of so-called undesirable traits might be edited away completely. One white-skinned, blue-eyed, straight-toothed baby coming right up. The miracle of life reduced to nothing more than, exciting placing a dollar menu at McDonald's. Lazarus Rex. If you think the modern scientists would have the ethical discipline not to play God with human DNA, then consider this question. What is the point of resurrecting these species anyway? The ecosystems they once lived in have since moved on, and who knows what kind of damage a reintroduced species would bring to an ecosystem that is no longer a fit for them. That would be devastating and unpredictable results to the living species. Would it be then to put them in zoos like Jurassic Park? What purpose does caging them serve other than to the novelty of gawking visitors? All right. Um, here's my point of view on this. Bringing back animals that humans caused to be extinct, I think is a good idea. If we can, if we can bring back the animal, humans can bring back the animals that they destroyed, that they killed off. That's their fault that they're gone. That's one thing. I think that's a good thing. If, as far as human DNA, messing with human DNA, if they can do, like, not to make it the perfect human type thing, but be able to fix things in the fetus that would cause it to not be able to live once it becomes a baby, and like that way, a woman who wants to have a baby won't have to suffer with a baby that will only live a minute once it's born. Like, be able to go in and, like, a baby whose heart is forming outside of its body, be able to go in and put the heart in where it's supposed to be. Make sure that if anything is not forming right, that will cause the child to not be able to live or have a radically short, painful life, that I'm okay with them messing with human DNA to fix. Not to make the so-called perfect human. So, dinosaurs, no, we all seen Jurassic Park. But animals that humans caused the extinction of, I'm okay with bringing back medical treatment on using genetics to fix um, fetuses that wouldn't have any life expectancy. I'm all for, but not making perfect humans, not making dinosaurs who died out without human interference. But yeah, I know this is nothing about us helping each other, except for the whole, you know, uh, helping babies be born without birth defects. But or at least without life I don't want to say not life or altering, but birth defects that will kill the baby. If we're able to fix those with genetics, I'm all for it. If we're able to bring back extinct animals that humans caused extinction, I'm all for it. But all the other stuff, no. But remember, when we all come together, the possibilities are endless. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.